What's up, everybody? Just a few days ago, we started the new season of Warzone Pacific and Vanguard. Yesterday, I put out a video on the Marco 5 SMG, which will be linked down in the description below. It's absolutely meta. I would recommend going and checking out that video for the two possible loadouts and the statistical proof that it is meta. Today, we're talking about the UGM-8 LMG, and 100% I would level this thing up as fast as you can because it is absolutely meta. It's got a little more visual recoil than some other guns, but it's really not bad at all, and it kills faster than anything else that people are using long range. I'm going to go ahead and jump into the loadout first for the people that just care about that, and then just like yesterday's video, after that I'll hop over to CODBOCW to compare it to other long range options and show you why you absolutely need to level this thing up. So let's go ahead and jump over to the loadout really quick. Okay, and on this loadout, we have some typical attachments like the MX silencer and the hand stop, lengthened ammo, polymer grip, your choice of optic, which is always the 3 to 6 times for me, and then on hand are all the usuals. Then where this gun has its variations for the barrels, and you don't even have to level this thing up all the way to be usable. The barrel that you want to use is the Bernard XL214 736mm barrel. It hurts your ADS, your movement speed, and your sprint to fire speed, but it's a LMG, so it's really not that big of a deal. But where it is really useful is it gives you recoil control, bullet velocity, and the reduced scope, sway, and gun bob. I'm not as worried about flinch resistance, but that's a benefit too. When you look at the 560mm barrel, first of all, it's a burst fire conversion, so that's already a no. The no damage fall off is nice, but the range is still pretty good on this gun. Recoil control and accuracy and damage. And then it hurts your sprint to fire speed and burst fire speed. I doubt this is going to be one of those situations where the burst barrel is better like the NZ was, but that's we don't want the burst conversion. And then the port 635mm barrel hurts your recoil control, and so that's already a no. But it does help your ADS, damage range, movement speed, and sprint to fire speed, but as you can see down below it, not as much as the 736mm barrel. For the ammo, you can try any of the other ammo types. The 50 BMG will give you the best time to kill, but it's a shaker. It's a lot harder to use. The 303, which both comes in a 75 round box and a 50 round mag, are another really good option, but still a little more visual recoil than what I use, and that's the 6.5mm Sakura 125 round box. Not only do you get 125 rounds, it's one of the smaller caliber rounds, so you get the better fire rate, you get the better recoil control. You do lose out on bullet velocity, bullet penetration, damage range, but we've kind of made up for that with other attachments. And then there is the 100 round box for the default ammo, which is another good option, but it does have a little more shake and recoil than the 6.5, so the 6.5 ends up being the best round. For the stock, it's the first stock. Once again, like I said, you don't really have to level this thing up. It gives you accuracy and recoil control during sustained fire and while you're crouch mounted or prone. And it does hurt your movement speed, but it's an LMG, so I really don't take that into consideration. The TAC YR stock is a decent option, but it only helps your initial firing recoil, and that's only the first few bullets, and you have 125 round mag, so that's not very important. The Bernard Forte 7 stock, same thing, initial firing recoil, which is good, aimed on sight speed, that's good during with an LMG, but then it hurts your recoil during sustained fire, which is not good if you are going to mag dump with this thing. And then remove stock hurts your recoil control kind of a lot, and so that's just not really an option for long range. And then once again, perks, you could go tight grip, you could go brace, even though I still don't think it's actually working. Gung Ho's good for SMGs, shotguns, or sniper supports, but for a long range, it's not very important. And so you're really left with tight grip, driller, and surveil. Nerves of steel is kind of useless. Tight grip, driller, or surveil. Surveil helps with bullet velocity, but it's an LMG. It's got good bullet velocity, which I can show you on CODBOCW, so that's not really a worry. Driller's bullet penetration, I would rather have the recoil control during sustained fire than be able to wallbang something a little bit stronger. So you end up with tight grip. That's overall the loadout. It's pretty simple loadout. I think it's sort of obvious. The formula for these Vanguard loadouts is becoming increasingly obvious, except for when they make changes to attachments. So that's the loadout. If you were just interested to hear that this gun's meta, the loadout, you don't care about the stats, appreciate you watching. You're as appreciated as anybody. But I'm going to go ahead and jump over to CODBOCW and go over the stats now. Okay, we're over on sim.gg. I've added the attachments that matter, the MX silencer, the Bernard barrel, the rounds, and the lengthened. I mean, you can see it's 14.677 meters per second is the muzzle velocity. The NZ has less, the BAR has less, and the next best LMG is the only thing that has better, and it's at 1,593.9. So it is a decent amount better than the UGM, but that doesn't really matter as much because the time to kill is decently better on the UGM. If you look at the UGM, the DP, they actually beat out both the NC and the BAR. But the NZ has such a little recoil, that's where it kind of makes up for it. But the UGM, if you get used to the visual recoil, it really doesn't have a whole lot of actual recoil. And it's better than the next best LMG, TTK-wise, the DP27. It's better than the NZ, what everyone's using, and it's better than the BAR, the other AR that you're going to see people really using. And all of those are better than the STG. If you go to headshots, then the gap becomes even stronger at range compared to the other weapons. At neck, it closes that gap a little bit again, but still better than everything. Upper extremities, still better than everything, TTK-wise, and lower extremities, still better than everything. So absolutely, I think this is a gun you should level up. If you don't want to run the NZ, you don't want to run the BAR, you should definitely run the UGM. I think you should be running the UGM anyways. Obviously, I understand if LMGs aren't your thing, you don't want to, but if you want to be the most competitive TTK-wise, within reason, because sure, there is other guns that have faster TTK, but they have a lot more actual recoil, absolutely level up the UGM. But that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. In the coming days, I will have my full loadout video, a long range and a short range video coming. So definitely keep an eye out for that. The notification bell will let you know when those are uploaded. And let me know down below what you think of the UGM-8. Are you just going to stick with the NZ, the BAR, the DP27? Or are you going to level up the UGM? It's a lot easier than when we get mid-season weapons because you already unlock it just by getting to tier 31 of the battle pass. And I promise it's worth taking the time to level up. And so thank you for watching. As usual, I will have sim.gg linked down below, as well as my Marco 5 video and all my social media, so please feel free to visit those. I'm planning on starting streaming again sometime in the middle or end of July probably. So follow my Twitch down below. I post almost daily on Instagram and TikTok, which is down below. And if you want a glimpse into the less gaming side of my life a little bit, my Twitter is linked down below as well. But I will see you on Caldera, Rebirth Island, and Fortune's Keep. Get frying. Have a good day. Bye.